just look at me the whole time.
Sure.
First, can you tell me your name, first and last? How you
Spell the last one? Sure. Name. It's Joseph T. Bergman Jr. Bergman.
All right. You prefer to just go by Joe?
Joe is fine. Yep.
All right. Well, first of all, walk me through this entire ordeal. What has it been like?
What has it been? It's been, as a combat veteran from Afghanistan and Iraq, serving with the U.S. Army, there's different experiences, and this has been the most traumatic experience in my life, just because it's such a helpless feeling. You are completely alone. When the charge first came down, I was at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, in the middle of an officer basic training course. And so it's a very helpless feeling, because unlike past stressful situations where I've been able to either fight my way out or, fight through it and then rely on, your fellow soldiers to help you get through something, you're out on your own. No one's there to help you. And when U.S. Marshals show up to put handcuffs on you in front of 60 of your peers, and everyone that you've been leading for the last 6 to 8 weeks sees you walk away in handcuffs, it's incredibly demoralizing. Incredibly demoralizing. And then when you sit for 22 days in a jail cell waiting for an investigation to be done, thinking that that the police are actually going to do an investigation, all to find out that they didn't, and they rushed for an indictment and they rushed to prosecute. It's scary, because you're like, man, this could happen to anyone. I mean, this could happen to anyone if you're not aware of what's going on. You can be steamrolled by the system, and if you don't have the proper financial assets or the knowledge of the legal system, you can be blackballed so fast you don't have a chance.
Basically, how did we get to this situation? Can you walk me through?
Sure, absolutely. Yep. I was an assistant wrestling coach with the General Area School District. My brother's the head coach. My father is the other head assistant coach. All right. So for the 2011-2012 school year, we basically ran the program. We had I think 3 statisticians that year, and these are high school girls that do all the mat stats. They watch the matches and they record all the points that are scored. Because I'm a U.S. Army officer and I have 10 years in the Army, a lot of the students, or even the wrestlers, they know my background. So numerous times I would take 1 or 2 students that were interested in the Army, especially those close to graduating. In fact, the day in question, I brought one of them down to the BGSU ROTC department for them to see the opportunities that the Army can provide. A lot of students who have the ambition to do something more after high school maybe are not looking for a college experience right away, but they look to the Army, and they gravitated towards me because of my prior experience. This young statistician was one of those. Unfortunately, in 2020, vision is always hindsight. They always say that you always have a better reflection after everything has happened. I had basically, she had inquired as to the details of the program and things like that, but eventually it led to text messages back and forth as far as what's the Army like, and that gravitated towards more personal text. And then there was the inappropriate relationship. I should have used better judgment. There's no doubt about that. The difference was the accusation came out but the night before I left for this officer basic course, after the wrestling season had concluded, that I had had sex with her in her car, or in my car at Levis Commons in the front row of the parking lot. So the difficult dilemma here is I find out about this after I've been gone for 8 weeks. I'm flipping out, absolutely flipping out. And then when U.S. Marshals arrest you, your hands are tied. So then began the whole year-long process of actually investigating the charge and proving that this could not have happened. Yesterday I testified. The prosecution went through great lengths to show that I was at Levis Commons and that I had had sex with this girl in the backseat of my car. I had never denied going to see her at Levis Commons. Never denied that whatsoever. What I did deny with all certainty, there was no sexual contact whatsoever. I did not have a sexual relationship with this girl at all. but the prosecution wanted to use basically her testimony against, or to allege that this had happened. And when the story kept on changing, the Ottawa County Sheriff's Department report and the Perrysburg City report did not blend. That should have been the first red flag. Her story kept on changing. Then on the stand, new details emerged as to what actually happened, but then all of a sudden she could not remember how long she was in the vehicle, who crawled in the back seat first, what happened after the sexual encounter. And so all of a sudden, and these were details that were never listed in the police report, but that she couldn't answer on the stand. And so I think it really proved to the jury that she had lied. She was blatantly lying. Meanwhile, you know, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing for me because I should have known better, but it's that one point, it's that gray area that I should have known better.
Well, you say you should have known better. You talked about inappropriately. Are we talking about inappropriate text in terms of the language in those text messages?
Yes, the language I referred to it when I was down at Fort Leonard. What I referred to as hun or babe, and I'm 4 states away. Didn't really see. You know, I was never coming back to coach again. Had I not been a coach, this would have been a completely legal text message relationship. Even if it had gone physical, it would have been completely legal. But because I was a coach and that contract said 2011, 2012, it was for the entire school year. Now, if you look at the contract, it started July 1st, 2011. It was not even written and issued by the Board of Education at Genoa until 18 October 2011. And then I did not sign it until November of 2011, and it was not verified by the school treasurer until the 28th of February 2012, 3 weeks before the wrestling season was concluded. So it was kind of like, so this contract started in July, but you guys didn't approve it until almost 9 months later. It's just kind of, you know, they were playing with the dates, saying, well, you're a paid coach and a faculty member the entire year, even though when this whole accusation came about, I'd been gone for 2 months and was 4 states away. So that's what led to the dilemma too, is that I wasn't able to defend myself. I was gone, so no one came to interview me. The superintendent that prompted this investigation with an anonymous letter that ended up being not so anonymous never contacted me to let me know anything. This girl texts me. I'm on a demolition range. We're blowing up. I have 1,500 pounds of live ordnance, C4, Semtex, TNT, and dynamite. And I get a text message, hey, I got investigated today. I told them we only met once and that we used a condom. And my heart about jumped through my chest. I was like, are you kidding me? What in the world is going on? What's going on here? Before all that, the day before, her texts were, for the first time ever, showing concern as far as, I don't know what to do. Some wrestling parents found out about us. I'm like, it's no big deal. We're texting. That's not wrong. While it might be somewhat taboo, it's not a crime. And that's what this case came down to, is that I made a mistake. But just because I made the mistake, it was not criminal in nature.
Did the language ever get beyond hun, babe? I mean, did it really get explicit?
No. It was never of any sexual. It was definitely fondness, without a doubt. I do not deny that one bit. I should have used better judgment as far as the terms of endearment towards her. There's no doubt about that. But it never became sexual or intimate in nature.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Would you ever go back to a position of teaching or coaching, I should say, either with this school or any other school, I should say?
Right now I'm focused on getting back my Army career. It's been a long road. I have a teaching degree in social studies education. All my current certificates are still valid. I can't say that for everyone in the Genoa Area School District, but all of mine are still valid. But it's not my priority right now to pursue anything in the education realm. And that's predominantly because students have more rights than teachers, coaches, or administrators. And that doesn't mean that administrators, teachers, it doesn't mean that they don't make mistakes. It means that all it takes is an accusation to be made and your life is flipped upside down, because the second that accusation is made, that's almost taken, in our society today, it's almost taken as gospel. Everyone wants to label someone as a sex predator or pedophile because something sounds so awful. But in reality, we have to understand that teenagers these days are much more provocative than they ever have been before. I do firmly believe that. You at the touch of a button now with a smartphone, you can get so much inappropriate material that when I was in high school 10 years ago, it was unheard of. It was unheard of. But these days, it's not like that. And then when you factor in the peer pressure, there's a whole different realm of wanting to be accepted by your friends. So I can totally see how this gravitated. It was a little white lie that got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden, the wrong people heard about it, and she could not control the lie anymore.
Why do you think she started this?
I have no idea why. I think part of it was the attention that she got from other people because I gave her the attention when she would ask about, Army stuff, or anytime that she saw me or people saw me either congregating with her or speaking to her, she liked that attention. And I don't want to say exaggerated it, but definitely it fueled the fire.
Do you plan to file a lawsuit or any kind of legal action?
At this point, I'm more concerned about getting my life back. I mean, the reality of it is that the ball was dropped on multiple levels here. I know Wood County is not happy at all. And the way that they fought this was a whole year, and they knew from the get-go that there were issues with this case, and they never once took a deeper level at it. They stacked the odds against us. I give full credit to Stephen Groth, my attorney. He did an awesome job. I give full credit to my private investigation firm, JGI Investigations. They are top-notch. Had it not been for them, and had I gone with a public defender thinking, it's okay, I believe in the justice system, and I did. I really did, because as an Army officer, I took an oath to uphold the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. If anyone believes in the U.S. Constitution and democracy as a whole, I am one of those people. But to have that system flipped upside down and used against you, it is the ultimate act of betrayal. And I guess the biggest thing is that once it's all over, and I can't tell you the amount of stress and pressure it puts on you. I got the best night of sleep last night that I ever have had in the last year. Once the whole ordeal is over and that not guilty verdict came in, I mean, I was so thankful for that jury that they saw through the prosecution's lies, they saw through the manipulation, they saw through the deception, and they were able to see this could not have happened. There's no way that this could have happened in a fully loaded vehicle in the front row of Rave Cinemas at Levis Commons in the 10 minutes that I was there with her. There's just no way. There's just no way.